Welcome to Griffin's Gaming Guides. In this video I'm going to show you where you can acquire the Quilted Heart Relic in Remnant 2. Now the Quilted Heart Relic can be acquired from the Oracle of the Dran from the Morrow Parish starting point in Losomn. However, I do recommend leaving it as one of your last things to do in Losomn before you get this relic, as the Oracle of the Dran will be making a quilt. Every section on the quilt, of which there are 12, correlates to a particular boss fight, aberration or event that happens as you make your way through from either the Morrow Parish starting point or the palace courtyard. Every time you complete a specific event, a new section of quilt will then be made. Now, along the way of making her quilt, you will also need to make sure that you rescue 2 of her children that have gone missing. You're going to see as you walk around either the Forsaken Quarter or the Morrow Parish starting point, you're going to see someone humming. If you walk up to one of the children, interact with them and then escort them back to the orphanage, they're then going to go through that little gap in the side of the wall that you just saw. Make sure that you return both of her children, otherwise the Oracle won't speak to you as she's essentially too upset that her children have gone missing. Get them returned, you can then have a nice chat with her. Now, in order for the Oracle of the Dran to fully make her quilts, you will have 12 different things to do. There is a link down below the like button for the Quilted Heart Relic web guide. Over there, you're going to be able to find a ton of information linking into everything you need in order to be able to create all 12 sections of the quilt, which you'll need to do before the Oracle will give you the Quilted Heart Relic. But essentially, what you need to do is complete the board game in the Postulant's Parlour, acquiring the Royal Hunting Bow. You then need to also have made sure that you defeat the Nightweaver, who is the world boss from the Morrow Parish starting point in the Tormented Asylum. You also need to acquire Dria's Anklet in the Harvester's Reach biome from the Morrow Parish starting point by taking down the Barghest the Vile Aberration. You also need to make sure that you've defeated the Bloat King boss in the Great Sewers, again from the Morrow Parish starting point. You also need to make sure that you've taken down Magister Dulon, who is a potential boss on your way to the Nightweaver, who you will possibly need to take down. It's either Magister Dulon or the Red Prince, who we also need to make sure that we've taken down in either the Shattered Gallery or the Gilded Palace. You also need to identify the Fey Council Traitor, where you're going to receive the Ornate Blade. Guide the Orb through Tiller's Rest, which is another one you can access from Morrow Parish starting point, which will then turn into the Spirit Wisp Amulet. Also, make sure that you've defeated Gwendol the Unburnt, who is the boss in the Cotton's Kiln biome. Also, defeat either Feylin or Feyrin, both of which are a potential world boss from the Palace Courtyard starting point. Complete the Great Feast fight, which is accessible in the Great Hall biome after you collect the Ravenous Medallion, which will also unlock you the Bone Chopper for going down in the service elevator, as well as saving the prisoner in the Butcher's Quarter biome from being burnt, which is a lot easier if you use either the Handler, Summoner or Engineer archetypes, whilst ensuring you don't allow the enemies with fire to ignite the wood below the Hanging Man. Now, I know that is a ton of information that I've just thrown at you. My apologies if it was a little bit overwhelming. Like I say, link down below the like button. Take your time, go through, see what every square on the quilt does. And we will be linking into pretty much everything down there. Obviously, the biomes themselves are fairly simple to get through, like Tiller's Rest and Butcher's Quarter. As long as you can complete the objectives in those biomes, you're then going to have completed the quilt along with the Oracle, where she will then give you the Quilted Heart Relic. Now, that's the main reason why at the start of the guide I mentioned that you need to make sure that you go off and do everything before you try and acquire it. Otherwise, you're going to be a bit out of luck. It can be a very confusing relic to get. Hence why I've tried giving you as much information as I can, whilst also not making the video about an hour long. Now, the Quilted Heart Relic doesn't provide standard healing. Instead, on use, it negates stamina drain and causes evades to heal for 15 health over 0.25 seconds, and it lasts 20 seconds. Now, whilst you might think to yourself, what's the point in having a relic that doesn't heal? But every time you evade an attack, you're then going to be healing. So, providing you're proficient at dodging, you're pretty much never going to go below half health. And also, it negates stamina drain. So if you're using any abilities, whether it's sprinting, whether it's doing a heavy attack, or anything else that you want to do, or just normal attacks, normally it takes off a bit of your stamina. It won't happen for this one, as it lasts for 20 seconds. Do what you want for those 20 seconds. Just go in with your most heaviest attacks. Your stamina won't move. So that's where you can acquire the Quilted Heart Relic in Remnant 2. In a sec, I'm going to give you a quick look at all 12 of the squares that you can do. Like I say, link down below the like button. We have broken down every single square, so that way you can make sure that you complete the quilt and get yourself the Quilted Heart Relic. Now, obviously, the order that you do them in is entirely your choice, as is whether you decide to subscribe or not, which I would very much appreciate, given the amount of effort we've had to go to make this video happen. Either way, though, whichever you decide, please take care of yourselves out there, enjoy the rest of your week, and I do look forward to seeing you back here at Griffin's Gaming Guides.
This ain't looking good. Got you in my sight. Oh.